How's it going, guys? My life is mine. I survived. Super Nintendo Retro Classic Edition at GameStop. All it took was a wrestler's outfit and a Drano gun, and I got one. Without further ado, let's unpack it. Bad Nintendo.
Well, that's right, my fellow Nintendo files. The SNES Classic is a real living thing, and it's here in my hands. And I didn't think I was actually going to be able to even hold one of these things, but look, here it is. It's in my hands, and it's fantastic. How did I get this thing? I fought my way through the crowds. I went, early Friday morning. I was standing in line with a whole bunch of other people. As soon as the doors opened up, it was a mad rush. And man, some firecrackers, I was fucking throwing them at people just like you do with Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th game. And they're like, no shit, I hate the fireworks. And then they're coming right through that shit. You're just running, fucking, and then I get to the counter, and yeah, they said this was the last one that they had. So I am pretty lucky to be holding this thing. So basically, if you don't know what is in this, you have some of the best games created of all time on this little fucking thing. You got Contra 3, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby Superstar, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, and more. And by and more, I mean Star Fox 2, which is an unreleased Super Nintendo game that was created back in 92 or 93. The game never saw the light of day because supposedly it sucks. And I don't know why the fuck you'd want to play it, but if you ever wanted to, you can now. Now, I know that there have been ROMs and things released of Star Fox 2, so it's not like this is the first time you've ever been able to play it, but this is the first official time that Nintendo, to my knowledge, has released Star Fox 2. So it's on this little Super Nintendo housing here, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, if you look at the back here, I'm going to show you some stuff. It's pretty sweet. They got the old classic, artwork on the back there from Super Mario Kart and everything. You got some it shows some of the games down at the bottom, some of the screenshots and things. And all the games that are on this are legendary. Super Castlevania 4, one of my favorites of all time. Super Punch-Out, Super Metroid, Super Mario Kart. So much superness happening on this fucking thing. That is why it is known as the Super Nintendo. I'm going to open this thing. That's the whole point. Is I'm going to open this thing. We're going to be playing it and looking at it and things like that. But yeah, I want people to play the Super Nintendo that don't really know why it's a special system, right? One of the main reasons Nintendo made this thing was you can't get the same level of enjoyment out of a ROM or an emulator. A lot of people know that. Sure, you can have a RetroPie and play with your Xbox 360 controller, and it works fine. But there's just something about having this controller and then all these amazing things packed inside. So if you can find this thing, highly recommend it. But yeah, let's go ahead and open this son of a bitch up and see what the hell is going on inside. Alright, so I'm literally not going to be tearing into it as I might have showed you before. I'm going to be opening this very delicately. I don't want to destroy the box. I don't want to mess anything up here too bad. Because I know. Oh god, you should smell it. It smells amazing. Alright, but look, this is the first time I'm opening this. This is live on camera. I've never really done one of these things before. But I'm very excited to see what is in here. I have not opened this thing yet. Watch me open it upside down and it's all going to fall out. Oh god. Okay, no, I got it. Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay. The box still smells really good. Let's look at the box really fast. So let's see. This is the coolest thing I see on the side here. It says on the side, it talks about what the SNES Classic is. It says it's a super retro blast from the past with the return of an all-time fan favorite, Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This mini-sized Super NES Classic Edition system is packed with over 20 pre-installed classic Super Nintendo Entertainment System games from the 90s, fully loaded and ready to play along using original-style Super Nintendo controllers. And then one of the things I enjoy on the other side of the box here is that it talks about the actual controller itself, and I'm really excited to get into this. But play Super Nintendo Entertainment System games the way they were meant to be played on a full-sized original Super Nintendo controller. Just plug it in and you're ready to go. It includes all the original features, plus control pad for quick control movement, A, B, X, and Y buttons for rapid-fire action, and special L and R shoulder buttons, and select and start for game menu selection and pausing the game. So there's this, top of the box, bottom of the box, back of the box, and yeah, box. Let's just put that down right there. Alright, so then when you open this guy up, you're going to have it all sitting in here nice and pretty. I'm probably not going to be opening up too much of this stuff. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Looks like we got manuals and stuff in here. We can get into the manuals really fast. You guys want to see some of the manuals? See what's happening? The manuals here. What's this? We got paperwork. It says warranties. quick startup guide, how to set this thing up. It looks pretty easy. I'm pretty sure there's only about like 2 controllers and a HDMI cable and things. But this is actually very cool. I'm gonna stand up for this. This is a full-fledged poster that comes with it, showcasing some of the greatest games ever made. And we see up at the top here, now you're playing with superpower. Oh yeah, because you can see down there we got Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, we got Super Metroid, Super Mario World, Star Fox. Fantastic. I'm so excited for this. I'm enjoying the hell out of this already, and we're only at the paperwork. So let's get that out of the way. I'll show you back to the box. Everything's all nicely wrapped up and packed. The console, we got our power brick and the HDMI cable, and then we got 2 controllers down here. First, let's go ahead and take out the controllers. But first, I wanted to show you. This is one of my Super Nintendo controllers. From the Super Nintendo. It's original OEM Super Nintendo controller. So what I wanted to do was kind of show you side by side, do the cord length and everything like that. So they're all wrapped up very nicely here. And oh my God, it is a serious. It's the same thing. Looking at these, if I hid the wires behind me, I bet you could not tell which one was the original and which one was for this controller or for this system. They remade this controller. It feels a little bit lighter in my hands, honestly, than the old. Oh, hold on a second. Let me see. No, they're the exact same weight. Yeah, and I mean they have the engraved L and R buttons on the top there. This is not stamped on like the later controllers were. This is just it's like tattooed on, if you will. Nice gray here. It feels fantastic. This is a Super Nintendo controller. Going back and forth, I really can't tell the difference. One of the biggest complaints about the NES Classic was that the controller cables were way too short. Way too short. You literally had to have the NES sitting right next to you. Alright, so this is the original. Alright, so we got the original here, and then this is the SNES Classic. So we're going to put them on top of each other and kind of see what we got here. And it's not bad. While it's not as long as the original, it's still fairly decent. So we have this is where the SNES Classic controller ends, and then we have probably another, I don't know, tons to look at this. This is the Super Nintendo. So I am very, very happy with the controller. One other really cool aspect about the SNES Classic controller is that you can pop it right in the bottom of your Wii remotes, just like you do with the nunchuck. And I got a Wiimote sitting right here. Just gonna move some stuff real fast. And drop some stuff. But yeah, you just pop it in the bottom of your Wii remote, actually, because it's actually the exact same connection as the nunchuck. Pop it right in there. Pops in very snug. And you can play this. You can use this controller on your Wii or on your Wii U. This would just sit on your table, and then you'd be playing Virtual Console games with this amazingly crafted Super Nintendo controller. And the buttons are superb. If you've ever picked up a Super Nintendo controller before, this is what it feels like. This is actually really fantastic. I'm very, very, very happy with this controller. I give it a 10 out of 10. Inside the box, you will also get an HDMI cable. Nintendo gives you one of those, which is nice. And they also give you a power brick, which is obviously very handy if you want to play this thing, because you're going to need that. It kind of looks like the Switch power brick, if you will. So obviously a little bit smaller. But yeah, let me see. Oh, actually, it's really nice. It looks like it's just a regular Android charger, which is pretty amazing because Nintendo is known to use proprietary cables and things like that. Like for example, like for the Wii U gamepad is different than the 3DS chargers and things. But this looks like it's just a regular Android cable, so that's pretty cool. So if you do tend to happen to lose this thing, these are pretty easy to find. So, but yeah, just a USB outlet, pops right in, pops in your wall, pops in the back. Alright, so moving on to the console itself, there's actually one other Super Nintendo controller packed in with these, so you do get 2 controllers, which is very, very, very cool. I'm only going to be opening up one today. I don't really have a need for 2 right now, but if I ever do, I have it there. And that was another one of the biggest problems about the NES Classic, was that it only came with one controller, and they sold standalone controllers that Nintendo made, but they're really hard to find. Unfortunately, they didn't make a lot of them. So hopefully they're going to start making more, so people can have them. All right, this is actually like a cute little stocking stuffer, if you will. Look at this. Whoop! There it is. Oh my God, it's so tiny. It's like, look at my hand. Look at my hand compared to this. It's so tiny. It's like the cutest little thing I've ever seen. All right, so the power button works. So that's how you turn it on. The reset button also works, so that's very cool. The eject button doesn't do anything. It's just there for show because you're not actually putting any cartridges in here. Here, I'll show you really quick. Let me just grab something. Oh, I got Super Metroid sitting right here, actually. So, the game, Super Metroid, is actually bigger than this thing, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, there's like no way you would be able to put a game in here. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So yeah, like literally, the cartridge, like, so just for some scale, Super Metroid, the cartridge is bigger. Just by a tiny little bit. It's literally bigger than the actual console itself. So it is very mini, which is cool. It's portable. I mean, you can pop this thing in your pocket if you wanted to, or in your backpack or wherever, and take it with you and do some stuff. So now you're asking, well, where does, how am I going to plug in it's not going to happen. You can't use the original controllers on this thing. You're not going to have to, because you have this controller. You have this controller here, so you're probably asking yourself, so where does it go? I see in the back here, there's, an HDMI in the power in, so where does this go? But little, how the hell does this happen? I saw this happen somewhere. Oh, these, lift up maybe? Oh, look at this. It comes out, I think. I don't want to break it. Oh, don't break it. Oh, I'm so clumsy. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, so I'll show you real quick. So it looks like there's like a little hook here. You just hook it up, and then this thing just comes down, and then there's just a tiny little piece of plastic here. Very loose, very delicate. You see that? Yeah, be very careful. That will snap off for sure. And this is not a wireless console, so you have to just pop it in the front, and you're playing with power. You're playing with full power. Alright, so to give you some more scale, I know I already showed you with an actual game cartridge that, Super Metroid is actually bigger than this thing. But here's my beast of a Super Nintendo. Yes, this is my original Super Nintendo with the broken back and all. You can see through it. Yep, this is my original one. Still works. Fantastic. But yeah, look at the size of this thing. I mean, this is insane. It's not even comparable. Like, you could probably fit 4 of these little things in this massive thing right here. And this one only has 1 game in it right now. We got Castlevania 4 up there. But yeah, this thing has 30 built in, so that's pretty cool. But I mean, the comparison is absolutely ridiculous. The only thing I'm waiting for is, I wonder if this is going to start having the yellow bottoms like we normally get on the Super Nintendos. But we'll see what happens. It does feel like the same type of plastic, but it's hard to know. I'm not really sure if it's the exact same or not. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the console. Let's hook it up. Let's see what the hell this thing is and play some games. Alright, so when you pop on your SNES Classic Edition, this is what you're going to see here. You're just going to see all these games here, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm so excited right now. Alright, so we got Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox. Star Fox 2 is here, but it looks like it's locked behind something. Let's click on that. Uh-oh. You got to clear stage 1 in Star Fox Unlock. Okay, we got to come back to that. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG Legend of 7 Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, and F-Zero. So besides these amazing games that we see here, there's also some other stuff we can do. We can mess with the display settings here. We can go 4:3, which is the usual screen size of the SNES to display the games. We can do a CRT filter, which is kind of interesting. So you can kind of enjoy them how they used to be. You see that a lot with emulations and ROMs today with like like I'm thinking like on the 3DS with the Sega 3D Classics and things like that. You can actually pick a CRT filter. You can do a pixel perfect mode as well. You can also pick your different frames down here. So there's a black one, there's a blue one, a green one, some different ones down here. Looks like we have several looking ones. We got a space one, We got one with some boom boxes on it. We got the red curtains here. We got this pretty cool city back. But for now, I think I'm just going to use just the black one just to kind of show everything off here. We also have some options. We have demos, so basically you could watch demos and things. We can choose different languages. We got some legal notices here for some games and stuff. Manuals, but if you okay, so they're not actually on here. You have to you have to shoot this with your camera on your phones and then go to this website for manuals. So they're not actually on here. That's okay. We don't need manuals if we're going. Suspend points. So these games are handled like ROMs. Each one does have a suspend point here. Looks like you only have 4. Well, actually, I'm not sure if it looks like it's 4 for each game, interestingly enough. So, yes, Kirby has 4. So, yeah. We can also we can sort the games. So, these are all the 2-player games. These are by recently played. These are by how much time you play by them. By release date, which is interestingly enough. So, you can see, like, which order they've come out in. Super Mario World being a launch title. Same thing with F-Zero. And then going on down the path. Super Castlevania 4 came out in 91, if I remember correctly. Zelda 2 was like 90, or excuse me, Zelda 3 was in like 92, I believe, and so on and so forth. Goes down in the release dates of all these. I know Final Fantasy 3 was released in 94, Earthbound 95 or so. Yeah, and then Star Fox 2 all the way at the end here, because that one was never released until now. It is interesting, though, that you do have to play a little bit of Star Fox to get into it. By publisher, so you can look at just Capcom's, you can look at just Konami's, so on and so forth. By title, alphabetical. So yeah, we're going to do by title. That's how it was here. Alright, so let's go ahead and just jump into one of these games. I'm going to go ahead and pick Super Castlevania 4 because it is one of my favorites. Oh my god, I have not seen that Konami logo in such a long time. It has been way too long. I'm so excited for this. Though I already have this game on my Super Nintendo, so it's not really, you know. But I mean, this is still really cool. If you don't have a Super Nintendo, if you don't have Super Castlevania 4, that's why this was made. It's not made for people that already have these things and things like that, like such as myself. But, you know, I'm such a fan of these games that, you know, I definitely want to support Nintendo and its companies. Anytime they re-release Super Castlevania 4 on an eShop or anything, I always buy it to let them know, I want more Castlevania, Konami. Get off your ass. Give me some more Castlevania. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the game here. This controller, by the way, feels amazing. Alright, so we're going to get started up here. Sounds the exact same. Sounds like everything. I'm typing my names here. Oh, I'm going. Okay, I'm putting it all the way at the end. Okay, Jesus Christ. Jesus, come on with it. Alright, here we go. I'm putting my name. Here we go. All the way at the end here. Oh, there he is, Mr. Simon Belmont himself. He's going to be going in here, busting ghosts, busting some goblins, busting some ghouls, killing some Draculas. Because he's pissed. Alright, so let's feel this out. Alright, we got our whip dance. Got our whips of doom. Oh my god. If you have never played this game on a Super Nintendo before, I gotta say, this is the absolute way that you have to play it. This feels like a Super Nintendo. It looks like a Super Nintendo. It just feels amazing. This feels really, really good right now in my hands. Just gonna bust some of these skulls here. And then, yeah, we'll take a look at a couple more games. I'm not gonna do them all, but, you know, we'll just take a couple look at some of them here to kind of just see, you know, the emulation and everything like that. Hear the sounds, hear the tunes, just to see what it's like. But I must say, this is amazing. This is everything that I would have wanted out of this little console. Oh, I see you back there. You can't be coming at me, Ghoul Man. Ghoul Man. Take my whip of doom, Ghoul Man. There we go. I must say, though, if you have never played a Super Nintendo before in your life, and you don't even know what it is, and you want to at least try to experience what it feels like or what it looks like, what it sounds like, kind of just taste testing the greatness that was the Super Nintendo. This is an absolute perfect way to do it. Oh, I didn't see that. I got my microphone on the way here. I didn't actually see the little board down there. But yeah, if you've never experienced this before, everything from what I can tell is the exact same from the actual Super Nintendo console itself. So, you know, this isn't some sort of cheap knockoff emulation or anything like that. This is Super Castlevania 4, I can assure you. The sounds, looks, feels, everything like it. And the best thing about it, of course, is that we're using a real Super Nintendo controller here throughout all of this. Nope, sound dead. Alright, let's move on to something else. Let's see how we get out of a game really quick. Looks like the only way to get out of a game is to actually hit the reset button here. Nice, you just hit the reset button, it actually just takes you right back to the main menu here. Alright, so let's jump into some Super Metroid. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. Oh, I can actually save the game that I was just in if I wanted to. I can hit the Y button to save with the suspend button, so that's interesting. But yeah, let's just jump into some Super Metroid here. Alright, time to go blast some Metroids. I'm sure you guys have seen some Super Metroid action before, so you've seen it as the exact same game, which is a good thing. That is why we bought these things. This is the important aspect of owning a retro console like this. For people that don't want to, you know, spend $70, $80, $90 on a retro Super Nintendo system, and then, you know, have to spend $50, $60, $70 on one Super Nintendo game, you get everything in this housing for $79.99, which is very cool. You know, it's not to say that this system is only made for people that have never experienced a Super Nintendo before. This is obviously a love letter to fans. You know, Nintendo realizes that, you know, this is one of the best consoles ever made of all time. There's no way you can be really here, seriously. Yeah, run away, you pansy. You pansy ass. But Nintendo realizes this is one of their best consoles ever made, one of the best made in all of history. It's very cool to have all these games under one roof here, represented in the exact same way they should be. Let me hit the reset button really quick because I want to see something. So we're here. I'm hitting the reset button. Takes us back to the main menu. So really quick, I just want to put on the CRT filter, kind of mess with that really quick while we're in game. Let's just jump. Can we jump back into the game? No, we cannot jump back into the game, so that's interesting to note. So if you hit the reset button, it looks like you have to make a save prior to jumping out of the game, because yeah, it looks like it ends it. So, but I wanted to put on the CRT filter. Actually, that's why I exited out. But it's good to know. You know, don't just exit it. Don't hit the reset button. Exit your game. You know, make sure you exit it, you know, save it and things like that. But let me try that actually right now. Let me just I'm gonna hit the reset button again, see what we can do. And then if we hit the save button, what the hell's happening? What is this? What is this? What, I'm rewinding something now? I just rewind. Wait, what the hell is this? This thing has a DVR on it or something? What is this? I'm rewinding my gameplay. Oh, is this not saving my... What is this? Hold on a second. Save. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure something out. What is this? Okay, so we saved it. So if okay, so that is cool. So we could just, you know, hit the reset button. Make sure that we hit the. Looks like. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure this out real quick. All right, so each game does have 4 suspend points, which is very cool. So for Super Metroid, we've already just used this one right here. We come to punch out and come down. There's 4 new ones. So interestingly enough, you know, we can just pop right in here and select our game and just pop right back in where we were. So that's very, very cool. Something else kind of interesting that I just realized though, we can come down here and we could watch our replay of our gameplay, which is very interesting. So we can fast forward here. This is not me playing at all. I'm just watching my replay of the game, so that's pretty cool. I'm not really sure how long these increments are for. Looks like it's about... I'm assuming it's about, what? About a minute, I'm assuming. Yeah, they give you probably about a minute so you can actually record your gameplay. So if you hit the X button, that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's so we got that on note. Let's jump into some other games here. Try some awesome Street Fighter. Yeah, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Super Street Fighter 2. Should have been called Super Street Fighter 2. I think with all the superness that's happening on the Super Nintendo here. Yeah, let's do turbo mode. Let's turbo it up. Let's just do a game start. That's cool. I'll pick my girl Chun-Li. Yeah. Oh, should I pick the E-Honda? Fuck. I didn't mean to pick E-Honda. Oh well, that's fine. E-Honda will be fine for our little demo here. Alright, I suck as E-Honda, but you know what? Come here, Dalton. Come here. Yeah? What? Where are you going? What do you think this is? What do you think this is? You think I never played Super Nintendo before? Get off me. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna wreck you, skinny man. I'm gonna wreck your skinny face. Hey, don't pick me up. Hey, you don't pick up fat man, skinny man. Yeah. That's what you get. That's what you get. For being a skinny man, beating on a fat man. take that elephant. I'm gonna throw him up your face.
Yeah, come here, skinny man, just. Yeah.
Yeah. Touch him. Yeah, you gonna get touched. You got that touch of doom, Dawson. Oh yeah. Still got it, guys. Still got it. Alright, so I guess I can also save that if I wanted to. Bop! Saved. Alright, so let's watch the replay. Yeah, this is a replay, so you get a minute replay with each save, I guess. That's pretty cool if you want to do something with that. Interesting, though, that you could save your games in here. Alright, so let's get into some Star Fox 2 action really fast. Let's clear stage 1 in Star Fox Unlock. Alright, let's see how long it's going to take us. Shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I highly recommend this system for anyone that has either played a Super Nintendo, you're a fan, if you grew up with it, if you know exactly what this is, this is for you. If you're a person that has never played a Super Nintendo before, if you're like, oh, we're just kind of interested in it, this is for you as well. The system's very cool. Very well done by Nintendo.
This is a no-fly zone.
No, Slippy. No one's looking at you. No one looks at you. No one cares about you, Slippy. No one cares.
Yeah.
Slow painful dooms. Dooms and booms. Alright, so let's hit that button. That's going to blow everybody up. I got my double lasers now. Double lasers. Alright, so I had the CRT monitor on, remember. We can turn that off really quick, though. Let's actually try some pixel perfect mode. Here, let's do that really fast. So I'm going to hit the reset. I'm going to hit the reset button. Takes us back to the main menu. Let's put on that pixel perfect mode I was telling you about, and let's jump back into the game. Slam it into the ground. What's up, bad guy? I got 4 bombs with your name on it. You so stupid, they just call you enemy. You don't even get a name, you just get an enemy. So really simple here. Hit the polygons until they're gone. Blast this thing. We're gonna get 2 more over here. Oh, that's gone now. And these 2 are gonna pop up. Shoot that. Very simplistic. But yeah, I mean, this is what it's about. I remember getting this game, when it came out, and in I believe this game came out in 93 or 94, if I remember correctly. And this game was everything then. This was like, oh my god, I can't believe, games looked like this, right? I mean, it had like this almost 3D polygonal textures to it and things. Stuff that you just never seen before. Usually everything before this was 2D. Going from left to right of the plane. So it's pretty cool to, this game was amazing when it came out. It doesn't really hold up as well as it did. It doesn't really hold up anymore. But it's still a really cool experience. Definitely one that is welcomed on this nice little package here. But yeah, so we beat the first stage, and we're gonna see how Star Fox 2 unlocks. I'm fairly certain I probably have to have a save readily available. Alright, so we're gonna get out of here. The rest of the game is the game. So let's get out of here and see what happens. Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh my god, don't blow up. Don't blow up. No. Wait. Oh. Oh, Nintendo. Look what Nintendo does to me. Oh, Nintendo. So good. So good. Alright, so that's how we do it. I don't think I need a save, but I'm going to put one here just in case. Save! And then, yeah, that's easy as that. We just unlocked Star Fox 2, so that's pretty sweet. Let's pop in a little bit of Star Fox 2 action and see what it's all about. I've never played this game before, and this is really cool. And honestly, this is a big reason why I wanted this system. I'm not really the biggest Star Fox fan in the world, but this is one of those, people talked about Star Fox 2 for years as one of these mysterious, why wasn't it released, what happened, how can we get our hands on it, and things like that. So it's actually just really cool that Nintendo has finally decided to release this in this way. So, my hopes are that the Super Nintendo Classic, as I said numerous times, I hope it does not fall into obscurity like the NES Classic did. I hope Nintendo makes a lot of these. And worst, best case scenario, what they could do is eventually release Star Fox 2 on the Virtual Console, obviously. So, hopefully we'll have that. It is cool. It says 1996 Nintendo down at the bottom there, not 2017. So yeah, this game, I'm assuming this is the exact same game. Fuck it, let's go hard mode. I'm assuming this is the exact same game that we were supposed to get back in '96 it says, so that's pretty cool. That is very cool. There's nothing that changed or anything is altered from what it should have been on the Super Nintendo. Alright, so this is very cool. Loving the hell out of this. Look at this. What you think you can blow up all these plants? What you think you with? What do you think you with? Monkey brain man. Andros, you bastard. Alright, enemy base. I'm just gonna try to skip through some of the stuff here, so I want to get to some gameplay. Yep, just skipping. Damage to Cornelia. This game looks really intense. Looks like we got a lot of stuff going on here. Oh man, look at this. I get to control my characters. What's this? Select pilots. So I got Peppy. And who are all these? Who the hell's Faye? And Miyu. Who's these peoples? You know what? I'm going with Falco. Because Falco's the badass. It's gonna be me and Falco. So I guess we get two of us going at this time. This is pretty cool. I really don't know why this game didn't come out. I need to kind of look in the history of what happened with Star Fox 2. But yeah, I remember reading about it in Nintendo Power that, oh yeah, it's coming, and then it just never did. We just never got it, so. Graphics are pretty impressive. Oh, Leon on the Star Wolf wing is now here. Whoa! We're getting some first person action. Alright, so I guess we're immediately entering a battle here. What are these controls? Oh man, it's like some all range mode stuff. Oh, where'd you go? Oh my god. Your boosters are activated by pressing Y. Okay, nice. There he is. Press L or R twice and avoid shots. Okay, that is a barrel roll, I believe. Is what they're called. Alright. Alright, so somehow this works better on the Nintendo 64. Maybe that's a big reason why they didn't release this game too, because Star Fox 64, I believe, was it came out in like '97, I think. So maybe they thought, if they were, oh man, I'm really stuck in this. I've never played before in my life. But yeah, but maybe they thought, if they were to release this, it would have taken away sales from the 64 and from Star Fox 64, which is probably the best Star Fox game in my opinion, hands down. So, but that's pretty cool. We're getting an unreleased Nintendo game here. Something we've never been able to play before, which is very, very, very cool. So, the rest of the games are all here for you. Nothing else is locked. You can jump into some Earthbound, some Final Fantasy 3, some Mega Man X, some really, really classic games. Now that the Super Nintendo Classic Edition is finally here, I kind of just want to talk about some games that I wish were on this system. There are some fantastic games that we have here, from Earthbound to Final Fantasy 3 to Super Mario RPG to Mega Man X. I mean, this is a fantastic console for $79.99. But there are some games that I would have liked to see on the console, of course. Super Mario All-Stars, very big. It's missing from this. We have basically Super Mario 1, 2, and I believe there's, what else is on here? Oh, the Lost Levels is on here as well. So yeah, you get Super Mario, the original 2 and 3, done in the Super Mario World engine, which is kind of cool. Another one, Donkey Kong Country 2. We have Donkey Kong Country on here, but I also would have liked to see not only Donkey Kong Country 2, but Donkey Kong Country 3 as well. Some of the best platformers of all time, in my opinion. Fantastic games. Could have been using some more horror games. They did get a nice license from Konami with Super Castlevania. But I would have liked to maybe see some Zombie Ate My Neighbors. We already have some Squaresoft on there, but how about some Final Fantasy 2? That would have been very cool. Even though, if it was going to be either Final Fantasy 2 or Super Mario RPG, very happy they decided Super Mario RPG. It's a way better game than Final Fantasy 2 in my opinion. But still, would have been nice to include another one. There may be some outlandish ones. Maybe Earthworm Jim would have been really cool to see on there. But I'm not really even sure the rights of this game, what happened with Shiny and everything. And last but not least, I also would have probably liked to see some Breath of Fire, maybe even Breath of Fire 2. But I mean, we could have been doing that all day. We could have said like, oh yeah, we could have had some really obscure games like Run Saber by Atlas and things, tons of games that would have that should have been on here. But there's a really nice collection of Super Nintendo games on this console that showcase why the Super Nintendo is an important console, why it is the most important console in gaming. I mean, it's the follow-up to the savior of gaming. Really, when the original Nintendo came out, as we know, gaming was failing, it was falling. There was this huge market where everybody was just making games. They're rushing them out to the market. Every movie title had a game. They really messed up gaming, and then Nintendo comes along and kind of restructures it and makes it pretty much an important piece of hardware, and it made everybody really start to grasp the concept of why gaming is an important thing. And Super Nintendo is the follow-up to that. It is the icing on the cake, if you will. And these games are the cream of the crop. You know, even though like I showed before, I would have liked to seen a couple more selections. But what is here for this price on this little handheld console with this remade controller, you really can't go wrong with it. If you find one, highly recommend picking it up. If you're not even excited about this, I really think you should at least get one and try it yourself and see why these games are so important and why this is a very important piece of technology. Well, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. Hopefully you enjoyed this unboxing of the SNES Classic. We also got to take a look at some games and things like that. But, you know, I really appreciate you coming and hanging out, commenting on the videos, liking, subscribing, doing all that kinds of cool stuff that you guys do, keeping me going and letting me know that I should be keeping on doing this. So, you know, now I want to hear from you. Feel free to let me know below. Did you get a Super Nintendo Classic? What games are you excited to play? What games haven't you played before that are on here? Aside from Star Fox 2, because I mean, I know I haven't played that. I don't think anybody's really played it. But yeah, let me know what you're excited for. Are you excited for the future of Nintendo's classic line? You know, maybe a 64 classic, maybe a GameCube classic. I think it's a little too early for a Wii and a Wii U classic, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But until next time, guys, happy gaming. We'll see you then. Take care.